VDM and the missing kidney. What if the young man actually consented? Background: a disturbing case involving Martins Vincent O'Shea, popularly known as Veredak Man, VDM, has raised serious questions about medical accountability, consent, poverty, and access to justice in Nigeria. According to VDM, a young man approached him claiming that after going to a hospital for medical treatment, he discovered that his left kidney was missing. But VDM did not simply accept the allegation. To establish the facts, he reportedly took the young man to two different medical facilities, one private and one federal government hospital, for further scans. According to the account presented by VDM, both facilities reportedly confirmed that one of the young man's kidneys was absent. That makes the allegation even more disturbing. And now, people beyond Nigeria are reportedly paying attention to VDM's platform to understand what one human being may have done to another. But there is another important question we must ask. What if the doctor eventually produces medical documents showing that this young man actually consented to donate one of his kidneys to someone close to him, possibly in exchange for money? That would completely change the legal and moral dimensions of the case. 5 things to learn. 1. VDM deserves credit for seeking verification, but verification must continue. One important thing VDM appears to have done differently is that he did not rely solely on the young man's story. Taking him to different hospitals for further medical examinations is a reasonable step towards establishing whether the kidney is actually absent. However, the absence of a kidney does not, by itself, establish who removed it, when it was removed, whether the removal was medically authorized, or whether the young man consented. Those questions require medical records, surgical records, consent forms, laboratory evidence, and a proper investigation. 2. What if the young man actually consented to the donation? This is where the story becomes legally complicated. Suppose the doctor produces a genuine document showing that the young man voluntarily consented to kidney donation. That would be important evidence, but it would not automatically end the investigation. The authorities would still need to establish: was the consent genuine and informed? Was the donor legally eligible to donate? Was the procedure performed in an authorized medical facility? Was there proper medical and ethical approval? Was the donor coerced, deceived, or exploited? Was money involved? And if so, was the transaction lawful? Did the documents accurately reflect what actually happened? A signature on a document should not automatically be treated as proof that everything surrounding the procedure was lawful. 3. Consent and commercial exploitation are not necessarily the same thing. This is perhaps the most important distinction. A person may consent to a medical procedure, but that does not mean every circumstance surrounding that procedure is automatically legal. If evidence eventually shows that a vulnerable person was deceived, coerced, or exploited for the removal of an organ, that would raise very serious legal questions. Nigeria's legal framework protects human dignity and the integrity of the person, while organ transplantation and medical procedures are subject to regulatory and ethical requirements. Therefore, the final truth must come from evidence and lawful investigation, not from VDM supporters or his critics. 4. Would this young man have received justice without VDM? This is perhaps the most uncomfortable question. If the young man had simply gone to the police by himself, would the same level of attention have followed? We cannot honestly answer yes or no without knowing how the police would have handled the particular complaint. But the question exposes a genuine weakness in society. Justice should not depend on whether a victim has a large social media following or knows an influential person. An ordinary Nigerian should be able to report a serious allegation and have it properly investigated. VDM's involvement may therefore be useful, not because he should replace the police, hospitals or courts, but because public attention can sometimes force institutions to take an allegation seriously. 5. Even VDM's critics should separate the man from the evidence. VDM, whose activism has attracted both supporters and fierce critics, should be judged fairly. If his intervention helps an apparently vulnerable person obtain justice, that is commendable. But equally, his supporters should not convict a doctor before the investigation is complete. And his critics should not dismiss the young man's allegation simply because it was brought by VDM. The correct position is simple. Investigate the allegation. Protect the young man. Examine the medical records. Hear the daughter's side. Establish whether consent existed. Determine whether any money changed hands and under what circumstances. Then let the law decide. Final thought. This case should make every Nigerian uncomfortable, not because we already know who is guilty, but because we do not yet know the whole story. If a kidney was removed without lawful consent, the perpetrator must face justice. If the young man knowingly consented to a lawful donation, that evidence must also be respected. And if there was consent obtained through deception, coercion or unlawful exploitation, that too must be exposed. The greatest danger is not simply that a kidney may have disappeared. The greatest danger is a society where the truth becomes dependent on money, connections, social media influence, or who can make the loudest noise. Perhaps that is the real lesson from the VDM case. We should not need a verdict man before an ordinary Nigerian can obtain justice. Note: this analysis treats the kidney removal claim as an allegation. The facts should be established through an independent medical, police and legal investigation. Thank you. By Joseph Iyaji, Akahi News.
Alright, so 2 days ago, this young man came to my office and then he said he went to a hospital and his kidney was removed. Now, before 2 days ago, being 19th, I came to the office. They have been here before. I think about 2-3 weeks ago, they came with his mom. They came with your mother, right? Now, they came before and then they said they went to a hospital and they removed his kidney. But the whole story didn't make sense to me, so I told them that I'm not going to do something that does not have proof. Until 2 days ago, being 19th, and they came back again and then he said, please, we want you to look at this, we want justice. His kidney was actually removed. Now, without doing anything, I just said, you know what? I called the doctor at Nisa Premier Hospital in Jodi. I said, please, somebody came to me and made a complaint that his kidney was removed. I will need to do a scan. You will do scans in the process. And then that was how I drove in the rain with this young man and then we went to the hospital. So this is when we went to the hospital. Alright, so this guy experienced came to my office that they removed his kidney in the hospital and without his consent. So we came to the hospital here in Nisa Premier to do a test. Open your stomach, this one, see. Yes. So we have to do a test to be sure that whether his kidney is there or not. So we are here at the scan place and he's about to go into the scan. We have to end the video and then show you what it is.
Here's the liver. So the follow the here's the liver.
Okay.
And the right quadrant. Here's the right kidney.
Okay.
This one with blood supply.
That's the kidney.
Yes, this is the right kidney.
Okay.
This is gallbladder.
Okay.
This is black.
Okay. Okay.
So this is the pancreas here. This one is happening.
Yeah.
And here on the left side, this is the spleen.
Okay.
And this are the intestine.
Okay.
There is no left kidney here.
Huh?
No left kidney. This is the stone. This is the bladder. Stomach.
No, blood streams, no problem.
That's not the entire left kidney.
There's nothing here.
There's no kidney.
One, please.
This is the right kidney.
Yes. Okay.
On the left side, the right kidney is absent.
Show the distance, please.
This is the right.
Okay.
This is right. Anyway, right. This is the right kidney.
Okay.
And this is spleen. No left kidney.
So the left kidney is missing. Relax.
Let me see the images for the first kidney.
Come on. Come back. So. We're still at Lisa Premier, and the doctor have confirmed that his left kidney is missing. So they actually removed his kidney. So what we are going to do next is we're going to take this report to the police station. Also, we'll go to the government hospital to also go and check, because this is a private hospital. This is in Lisa Premier. However, this is a very good hospital in Nigeria, well recommended and well known, especially in Nigeria, in Abuja, of course. So, but to check again, we still go to the government facility. That will be used for investigation. So, wow, I'm actually very surprised. I've never seen, I hear about this, but I've never seen it before. First of all, this was like the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life, because after the scan and it was confirmed that his kidney was missing, I had goosebumps. But it didn't stop there. I needed to also confirm with the government hospital, so we went to FMC. So we at Federal Medical Center, after doing the test at Lisa Premier, a private clinic, we decided to come here also to do a scan. To also check this hospital if his kidney, the both of them are intact. The first hospital told us and gave us a result of the scan that one of his kidneys is actually missing. So we had to go to the government hospital, FMC Jami, to confirm, government center to confirm the result from the private hospital. It was also confirmed at the Federal Medical Center in Jabi that his left kidney was missing. This is the scan result from Lisa Premier, a private hospital around Jabi as well, and this is the report from FMC. And it also says here clearly that his kidney is missing. The right kidney visualized. So it's also going to be posted on the screen. So with all of these reports, we had to take it to the police.